This smells horrible. No. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to be testing various types of green tea that you can buy in Japan and, well, bring back to your country of origin. So let's get started. First up, we have this tiny little powder. It's actually from Daiso, the dollar store, aka the 100 yen store. And we are going to test the green tea powder that I dropped. All right, here we go. We got it. Now we're going to test the green tea powder, the matcha powder from Daiso, and see how it stands up to the rest of these guys. So we're just going to open them up right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix them in this pink cup, and then I will pour them into a clear cup so we can see the color and see how it's going to stand up to the rest of the powder. So I guess I'll take a spoonful of this powder so you can see it. This one is it's not a dark green, it's very light green in tinge. We're only making a little bit, so you only need a little bit of powder. And then close this up. Great thing about electric kettles is that they are portable. So we're going to put in probably some more water than that. There we go. I might have to use less powder next time. I didn't use a ton, but you don't need a lot. So here's our clear mason jar that we are now going to transfer our matcha tea into. There we go. This one has a dark color, kind of almost brownish in hue though, like on the green spectrum. Just give it a little swirl real quick. I don't know if you guys can see that color. I'm going to hold it in different places so you can kind of try to see what's going on here. But all right, let's give this guy a go. I'll rate them too as I go along. No sugar, no honey, nothing. Straight matcha tea, green tea. So essentially, this really has no taste to it. There's no real notes that you get. You get a very slight matcha flavor, but it's not earthy, it's not floral, it's not complex. It tastes more like... It just tastes like mildly flavored water. So this right here is your starter matcha or green tea. If you want to get into green tea because you don't like it, and you want a lighter one that has minimal to no flavor, this is your guy to go to. So we're going to say this is the starter tea. This is we're going to do a 5 for this rating. This is a 1 out of 5. This is barely passable as tea. It's green. That's what it has going for it. Yeah, not much to this guy. It's 100 yen. I mean, there's not much you can ask for. Starter tea. Next up, we have this guy, which has nothing that I could easily distinguish what brand it was. But if you look, this is the brand we're doing. We're going to open this guy. I'm pretty sure this one doesn't need a... Yeah, this one comes in little tiny packages as well that are pre-done. And these are good because, as it shows on the back, you can add them to things like pancakes or tempura or ice cream, tea itself, or just shake in a bottle of water for like cold tea. I'm going to pour some of this out on the spoon so you can possibly see the color. Oh man, that's rough. I don't know if you guys can see that. This one in general has a little bit more vibrancy than the... I just poured matcha all over myself. And green powder smears. This is what I did. Great. Add some water. Add a little bit of water. Actually, this one looks like, just by mixing it, it is going to be a much better tea. Okay, time to pour it into the clear mason jar to see what color we got going on here. As you can see, this one is much more vibrant than the other one. And overall, I'm pretty sure I used less powder in this one, even though I used the whole tube in the end, than I used for the first one. This one has a much stronger matcha smell as well. So, take a look at that, guys. And here we go. Yeah. So this one right here, it's definitely an elevated step from the first one. This one is also a good starter matcha. Not incredibly complex in flavor, no floral notes or anything. Has a little bit more earthiness and a little bit more of that matcha taste that you know and possibly don't love. So this guy, this guy I'm going to say is a 2. Actually, no, we'll go 2.5. This is a 2.5 out of 5. This guy's a good starter matcha. I mean, it's soft, it's mellow, it's not too acidic. Doesn't have that earthiness though, and the complexity of flavors and that floralness that you look for matcha and green tea. Okay, here we are again. Next up, we have this brand of tea, matcha powder. And this one actually has a name on it. It's Fuji Matcha. I mean, that could also just be the type of tea it is in English, but it says Fuji Matcha, sweet green tea, and 100% right here. This guy I have clearly already opened, but we're going to give this guy a go, and then I will describe the flavors and taste to you as it comes along. Whew! Just opening this package. Much stronger, much stronger matcha smell. Let's grab some of this real quick. As you can see, I don't know if you can see it, this powder is much more fine, much more light in color for the greenness, but at the same time it has a vibrancy to it that's a little bit different. I actually, even though I opened it, I don't remember what this one actually tastes like. So we are going to find out again together. All right, mix this guy up. So I'm gonna mix this up, let this steep, and then we will give this guy, oh, this one smells much different than the other ones. Okay, here we go. Clear glass. Clear mason jar, excuse me, and we're going to transfer this guy in. So as you can see, this one is not as dark as the other one, but it still has a very deep vibrancy to its hue. This one also has an earthy smell to it in comparison. Oh yeah. This is a good matcha. I mean, I don't know quality-wise if it's a good matcha, but this tastes like a good matcha. It has earthiness to it. It has that flavor you're looking from matcha, but it also has a sweetness. And I didn't add any sugar. There's no honey. There's nothing in it. It tastes like it was sweetened with some type of sweetener, and not a lot, just a little hint of it. Just a little kiss of sweetness, like the peck of the cheek you got in first grade. It's that light, and it's that memorable. This guy is a good matcha. If you don't want that strong earthiness, but you want it there, you want it present, you want a little bit of sweetness out of your tea, and you want to be able to realize that it's tea and not just hot water. Oh man, this one's really good. I'm actually going to drink this, and then I will test the other ones out. This guy I'm going to give a 3. I'm going to give this guy a 4. This guy's a 4. It could have a little bit more complexity in its notes, a little bit more earthiness, a little bit more floral notes or like fruit flavors to it, which is beyond the point. But this guy is good as well. We're gonna just say this is your strong contender. This is your power tea. This is the one that, above all, it's consistent, it's good. You can serve it to your friends if they want to try matcha, and not to mention the bag is a decent size. I mean, it's probably like 300 yen for that bag, and the quality is spectacular. You can't complain. Whew! I'm trying to drink it quickly, and it's hot. It's also hot here, so this is suicide. I just woke up though, so caffeine's gonna do me some good. Next up, we have another small package. This one says Japanese sushi tea, instant powder tea. Now, by looking at this, I have a strong feeling this is not going to be as good as the last one, but we're going to give it a go. Pop this bad boy open. Oh, boy. Okay. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean with how I can tell this is not going to be. Look at this tea. Look at this. This tea is like white. This tea has no color to it. You wouldn't even be able to tell this is a green tea. But we're going to put this in here. Add some water to it. I am not looking forward to this one bit. It smells like hay. It doesn't smell... Oh no. You know there's a problem when the powder floats to the top in chunks. Oh boy. Oh no. And it smells burnt. It smells like burnt hay. No. Save me. This smells horrible. I'm gonna mix and steep this, and we'll be back in a second. Okay, we're back to put this one in the clear mason jar. This one actually still has some water in it from when I cleaned it, but whatever. Back with the clear mason jar. Now we're gonna look at this travesty. This brown, gray, almost pea-colored green tea that smells strongly of burnt hay. No. Oh boy. Oh. Okay. How do I describe this? It tastes exactly like it smells. Old, burnt hay. There's no earthiness to it. There's no matcha flavor. There's no sweetness. It tastes like dirty, steeped socks filled with burnt hay. And it looks like that too. This is the I hate myself tea. This is a 0 out of 5. This isn't even considered tea by any standards in my book. This is toilet water. This is gross. This one right here, this bag of tea. Seal this bad boy up. This one, this sushi, Japanese sushi tea with this brown-green package and this disgusting-looking design. These guys, 0. Don't spend your money on them. Spend it on literally anything else. This is disappointing. I'm going to go, you know what? Not only am I going to go wash these cups with acid, I'm going to also just throw it out. All right, we're back. We're back, and I have to say that tea made my room stink. I came back in, and my room smells like burnt hay. Now this tea, I have already opened up before because this is actually one of my favorite teas. This is a loose leaf green tea, meaning the leaves themselves are still, well, loose. There's no tea bag. It's not ground up into powder. I already know what this one tastes like, but I definitely want to share it with you guys because I think this tea is something special. So I'm going to grab my spoon, take some of this out. Now with this, you do not need a lot at all. You can kind of see I basically just coated the top of the spoon with some leaves. I'm going to drop this in here, put some boiling water. Now, because these are tea, like full tea leaves, I'm going to have to stir. Actually, I'm going to add a little bit more. Just a touch. You need about a teaspoon per, I'd say like 2 cups of tea, honestly. Like, it does a pretty good job. We're going to let this steep for a little bit. Okay, we are back. I'm going to pour the tea that's been steeping for a little while into this mason jar. Now, in color, it's not going to be as dark as the other ones because it's not a crushed powder being like incorporated into the actual tea. It's going to have the loose leaves, and it'll have a little bit of color to it. The longer you let it steep, the darker it will get, obviously. It can get pretty freaking dark if you leave it. But we're going to just leave it at this. I'm going to avoid pouring the leaves into it. You can kind of see the leaves still. I kept most of them out. This basically looks almost completely clear. However, it can be deceptive sometimes. If you leave it in, it'll get much darker. I'm just doing it. I'm not leaving it longer just for the sake of the video's purposes. But I know for a fact that that was enough time to get the flavor, or some of the flavor at least, into this tea. So let's have a go. Yeah. Now this is good. Now, while a little weak right now because I didn't let it steep for too long, you can still taste that earthiness, that flavor that kind of gets your mouth salivating a little bit, that almost that umami flavor in the tea. But at the same time, this specific tea has floral hints to it and hints of fruit. So if I was to taste it, you get some floral notes of, how do I describe it? You almost get some like citrus fruit notes from it, either like I want to say more of like a pomegranate or like a tangerine, not like a grapefruit, but it's just a nice sweetness that comes naturally from the leaves. And it imparts just this fruity flavor that you can kind of smell in the aroma, and you can definitely taste it on the tongue. It's deep, it's earthy, it's sweet, and I didn't even let it steep for that long. I let it steep for maybe 3 minutes at most for the video's sake. But this tea right here, this one specifically, I'm going to give a 5 out of 5. It has a complex flavor, a deep flavor, good earthy tones, a nice little fruit aroma to it, as well as a fruit flavor on the palate. It's a really, really good tea to pick up. And I'll show you the tea again, just so in case you guys want to pick it up. Actually, on the back it says green tea with umami. So, yeah, this guy, the Ageta Select Excellent Green Tea, is truly excellent. I'm going to give this one a 5 out of 5. However, I do recommend that you steep it a little bit longer. I'm going to go wash these out, and we will go on to our final tea. We are now at our final tea. This is a very large bag of tea that you can buy from the grocery store. This one has no English to it whatsoever, but it has a nice brown paper bag like bag. Yeah, it's like a tough cardboard paper. I don't know how to explain it. It's weird. It's different. We're going to open this bad boy up. I'm going to give this a smell. And then we're gonna, oh yeah. This one also has some hints of floral notes to it. This one has the tea leaves themselves are ground much less fine than the previous tea leaves. Clearly this one's obviously open leaf tea again versus matcha. So here's the green tea. Put some in here. Add some hot water from the kettle. All right, so I've been letting the tea steep for a little bit. We're gonna pour it out, and then I'll show you how this one is and give this one a taste. All right, this one is noticeably darker than the other one, but I let it steep a little bit longer. But we'll give it a taste and see how it compares to the other one. So the longer you let the leaves steep, the darker in color your green tea is clearly going to be, to a point where it'll get so green that it's almost brown. But this one was probably around 5 minutes versus 3. So let's give this one a go. This one's just a good green tea. That's what it comes down to, is it tastes like green tea. It has some earthiness, but it doesn't have that extra level of flavor beyond that. It doesn't have any fruity notes. It doesn't have any floral notes. It doesn't have, after steeping it, it doesn't have like a deep, earthy smell anymore. But this one is a consistently good tea and definitely a value. So if you're looking for just a average green tea that you can, flavor yourself with either like some type of sweetener or honey or things like that, or even just to make like an iced green tea in the summer to serve to people, I would probably go with this guy, because it's one, bag is absolutely huge. Huge bag, you get a lot of it. You don't need much to make the amount of green tea that you probably want. You're not let down. It's dependable, and that's fine. It doesn't have to be unique and stand out. So this right here is your dependable tea. This is a 4 out of 5 stars. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. Make sure to leave a comment below on your favorite green tea, or just tea in general. Do you like loose leaf tea? Do you like matcha? Do you like green tea, white tea, black tea? Whatever you like, leave a comment below. I'd love to see some of your favorite teas. Let's start a conversation going. I love comments. I love good comments. I love bad comments. I'd like to know more about the people that I'm creating content for. If you guys have preferences for things, if you guys like the videos or you have criticisms, I'm open for all of it. So make sure to leave a comment below and let me know what your favorite tea is. It really helps me out. If you like the video, hit subscribe and hit the notification bell. Notification bell will give you a notification when I add a video. It will go right to your subscription box, and that way you won't miss any upcoming content. Or it won't be hidden from view because of the wonderful YouTube algorithms. I have a lot of content coming out from shrines and gardens and Tokyo Tower and sushi, and I've filmed a lot of stuff when I was in Japan, so now I just gotta put it together and put it to your faces. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you next time. Itadakimasu.